The African gentleman, the Lagos lover boy who makes heartbreak sound like poetry and fires thunder like it's part of his PR package. From Access Bank cubicles to Giorgio Emmanuel billboards, he's been the man in the suit and the man of the hour. You've heard the voice, you've seen the drip, you've watched him say hot takes on Nigerian Idol like it's Sunday Rise. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Sunny.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Creativity. Woo! I'm excited because today we have a gentleman in the house. If you don't know him, Thunder may fire you. So you better know him. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a songwriter. We have a musician in the house, one of the finest from Nigeria, and I'm so glad that he's here today to give us the tea about his career and his forthcoming album. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one, the only, Rick Asa.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
You look
Thank you.
dapper.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Yes,
welcome
Yes,
to
yes.
the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Are you guys everything going?
good? All good.
I can
Good.
tell.
Yes. I love
I
that.
can tell.
That's very good. Yes. All
So who's Rick Asani?
good.
How would you define yourself? People know you.
Wow.
I know you. A lot of people know you, but let's have your own definition of who Rick Asani is. Yes.
Well, first of all, Rick Asani is a person.
I know.
Rick Asani is a person. I'm a very gentle guy. I'm a very attentive guy to my friend circle, to my friend group. I'm very big on spirituality. I'm a Christian.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a musician. I'm a songwriter. I'm a singer. I act.
Oh.
I'm a model as well. Yes, I'm a model for Giorgio Armani.
Really?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Dope.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think waiting remain now. Yes, that's about it.
How
yeah.
come I didn't know that?
I don't know how a lot of people don't know that. I think my character is not very. I don't really talk much. I don't remember to talk about
Things like
Yeah, I
that.
just remember to do the thing and do it very, very well.
That's good.
Like that's how I was raised. You know, just
Yeah.
do it, anything you're doing, do it very
Mm.
well. I didn't remember that you have to let people know that you're doing it so well. You know. So yeah, that's why I don't really talk much about it. But yeah, I've been a Giorgio Armani model for 3 years now.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What do you model? Their clothes or their
Perfumes.
perfumes?
Perfumes,
Oh,
yes.
that's amazing.
Yes.
Nice. So speaking about how you were raised,
Mm.
can you tell us more about that? Your childhood?
Uh-huh.
Who were you like when you were
Yeah.
growing up? Were you the quiet type? Were you
Yeah.
the show stealer? You know, what was it
Hmm.
like?
I think when I think of my childhood, I think I was the child that had sense because I used to come first all the time.
Great.
My father he's late now.
Oh,
My father was a professor,
okay.
and my mother is a professor. She's still
Still,
alive. Yeah. So
nice.
imagine being in a family of both
Mm.
professor parents. You know. So yeah, that's just what I felt was our thing. You know what I mean? So that's what I brought into the world. Like I just had a lot of sense, you know, that kind of thing. So I think in my childhood, that was my vibe. I was the guy that just had sense, you know. Yeah, that's also funny. But yeah, that's what it was.
That's great. You read economics, I think.
Economics, yes.
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 And then you went on further to read, I think, something else. Did you read any other thing?
Oh no, I have a master's.
Yes,
in
in
energy
economics.
economics.
and-
Yes,
yes.
yes.
So you seem to have loved economics so much for you to have
Okay.
done it yours.
University
and then you
university
still-
went okay.
You understand what I'm
No
saying?
problem.
But how? At what point did you feel like, okay?
I'm not doing it again. I mean,
Yes.
Okay. So I think because I'd always sang, I'd
Mm.
always written songs
From-
from a young
Oh,
age.
okay.
But being born into a family of professors, you don't realize that music is something you could take as a profession. Like I never thought about it. So it was after my master's degree I realized that so you can actually be an artist. Like that can be what. So I was like, that's what I'm doing. Like it felt. I'm still an academic by heart because that's my family background. But because it was so normal to me, it didn't feel like a challenge. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to live a life where I felt like I was achieving something.
Yeah.
You know, because my parents were academic and this and that. If I had sense, it wasn't a surprise. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. People didn't expect me to. So when I came first, or when I said something smart, I said, "Hey, now your parents are." You know what I mean? So I felt like I wasn't rewarded. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I wasn't rewarded because it felt so normal to me,
To
you know.
you.
But with music, it blew my mind that I can think of a tune and put it on the song, and then I'm not sure if it's to be received or not, and then that really blew my mind, you know. So that's why I chased music full time.
When did you start doing music full time?
That'll be 2012 December. Yes.
How was it like breaking into the industry?
Well, I'll say I didn't break till about 2016.
Okay.
2016, when I released a song called Gentleman.
Okay.
You deserve a gentleman. I released it 2015 actually, which is 10 years ago, but it took off 2016. So that was pretty much like my entrance into the industry. Yeah.
Because the song kind of like describes you. Are you a gentleman?
Yes, like I said, like I started music professionally 2012. And I took off 2016. So 2012, 2013, 14, 15, I was trying different sounds. Like I was trying up tempo. I was trying, in fact, I sang one song that is like Kukiri. That's that time, you know. Can you just imagine? You know, so I was winding my waist. I was really, I'm telling you.
You're winding your waist?
Unfortunately, yes. I was. Like because that was what was hot at the time.
Yeah,
this is 2012, 2013. Yeah, this is D'banj and Flavor. This thing just came out, and Kukiri and all those up-tempo songs. You know, so I was really trying to do this kind of songs, but it's like it was not sweet, you know, because it didn't really take off. It was until I did Gentleman in 2016 where it was just a song I felt I just wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I at the time I knew that it wasn't really the popping sound. It wasn't. But all I knew was that I really liked the song, you know, and that has informed a lot of my decisions now in my life where, see here, bro, anything where you really want to do, just run them like that. As long as it's really who you are and you can defend it, it's fine. Now you won't be that. You know what I mean? So when I did that song, that's when it took off. And I didn't expect it to take off. And it did.
Yeah, and you just stuck with that sound.
I stuck with that sound. I stuck with that mindset. Like even till now, if you even think about it, when I released Thunder Fire You, it wasn't sonically, it wasn't really an up-tempo club song.
Of course,
neither was the topic because the topic is Thunder Fire You. Normally is I Love You Baby. That's you know, it was really an off sound, off topic, but it's really what I wanted to do, and it took off. And when I look at my life, like it's only the things that I really want to do that take off.
You see, that's amazing. And I think that's one thing I think creatives can learn from this. It's not about trying to fit in. No, it's just about doing your thing. And then when you do it and it resonates with people, you know, people will just know when it's real.
Yes.
Like it's like the Gentleman, you know, you heard what I said, like it's just you.
Honestly,
you
like
get,
that song sounds like me, the song looks like me, the song
it's
is joy, you know, so it's easier to
even
defend.
Even it's Under Fire You said. That's the way you would have said it.
Honestly.
You know?
I would have said it smooth, like Thunder Fire You. Like just, you know.
This episode is brought to you by Selfany.com. Selling your digital products shouldn't feel like climbing a mountain. If you're tired of broken experiences, chasing platforms for payouts, or having your customers struggling to access your content, then you should switch to Selfany. With Selfany, you can set up your pro store in minutes. No coding, no headaches. Just sell, get paid, and move on. One link, one storefront, and one of the fastest ways to sell to anyone, anywhere in the world, instantly. With Selfany, you keep more of what you earn, so you should switch to Selfany.com today. Selfany, powering creatives' happiness. So which one would you say was the real breakout song for you? Was it Gentleman or was it Thunder Fire You?
I don't even know. You know what? Like I actually like.
And there's only you again.
There's only you. Yes.
Yes.
I actually like re-breaking out too. Like what I mean is like I don't want to feel. It's okay for me to keep trying to prove myself.
Yeah.
Because that's the feeling I fell in love with. Like that's the feeling I fell in love with. You know, I when you're not sure of something and you keep on. There are a lot of people like for example, Gentleman took off 2016, 2015, right? That's 10 years ago. So I've been in the game for 10 plus years, but still there are some people that will tell you that we don't know who this guy is. We've never heard, you know what I mean? And there's people that is from Thunder Fire You that I just released a few years ago. That's the first song that I've ever had to them, you know? Meanwhile, Gentleman was out 10 years ago and it's only you 7 years ago. So I like it. Like I like to continue feeling like I have to reinvent and I'm still brand new, you know?
Cool. I'm gonna confess, I started hearing about you from Thunderfire.
You see what I'm saying? And before Thunderfire, I had a song that's almost 100 million streams. Only you. I've been in Colombia.
Yes.
I've been in the States. I've toured the States. I've toured Honduras, Guatemala, Malawi, Mauritius, Seychelles. Yeah, like you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't realize that. Like long before like Afro beats started taking off, I've been in a lot of like venues that were even new to the guys coming up. 3 times I've sold out the A% in Houston. Like so many times, like it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's I'm not sure how it's not so prevalent in the conversation, and it's okay, you know. I even like it, you know. I always have to reprove myself, and that's good.
Yeah, and your songs actually, or your sound is actually not for everybody.
Yes,
you get so people who know you know you, and they don't joke with you, and that's cool. That's fine.
Very fine, very fine. Like I'd rather have that than have nothing.
You
know, you know. So it's good.
Great. So now you are known as the king of Afro R&B.
Really? That sounds so nice. Wow.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
So how does that make you feel? And do you think really that's a niche that you want to own? Or tomorrow you might decide to try another sound?
No, man. Like I own it too. I'm telling you. You know, because there's really nobody that's doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? There's nobody that is doing it how I'm doing it. You know, the way I fuse R&B with Afro beats, not Afro beats now, because it's different.
Yeah.
There's Afro beats, which is the sound of Fela and you know all those people, and then there's Afro beats, which is like the Fireboys, the newer. You know what I mean? So I fuse R&B on Afro beats. An example of those kind of artists are Brackets. I'm with you, with you. You know, Two Face, P Square, Banky W, Daria Talade. You see, so you can't really say these people are Afro beats artists, but they are Niger R&B artists.
Yeah.
So they sing R&B on Afro beats. You know, so yeah. So that's where I am. Like that's where I'm carrying the legacy of. That's where I'm continuing the legacy from.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So any collaborations in the past that you really, really enjoyed? Who are those artists that you loved working with? You know,
and I've never said this before. There's a song I have, I think 4 or 5 years ago with Peruzzi. Peruzzi is actually amazing, and he's very, very good. It's one of my favorite studio sessions ever.
Really?
And it's a song called BC. Guys, go check it out. Very, very incredible song. So yeah, that's my favorite collaboration, actually. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so before we go into talking about this new album, which is titled Lover Boy, by the way, right?
Yes, Lagos Lover Boy. Yes.
Lagos Lover Boy.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have any questions concerning his person, his past, and you know all of that. I'm sure you do, of course.
Hey, this one that he said definitely. I'm so scared.
No. At all. I just want to like go back to your past. By the way, you know, big fan.
Thank you.
Big fan. Like I want.
He sings R&B too.
Really? Oh yeah.
Back then.
It's like back then.
Something about you and your sound just make me wonder. Like, okay, can you shine more light on how your upbringing was a little bit more in terms of you know, how that shaped you as an artist, who your role model was, who are you looking at, you know, sort of like those things.
This question is mad, though, by the way. I grew up inside the university campus, right? So both my parents were lecturers at the time. Yeah, so it was a gated communities inside the university campus, and the special thing about my upbringing is that all of my friends, everybody's parents did the same thing. They were all lecturers. They were all, you know, so the upbringing was the same, you know, and it's good and bad because when I left that environment and I entered the world and saw people from different backgrounds. I didn't know people. So when I started seeing different behaviors, I thought people were crazy. You know, because in my upbringing now, everything is a conversation. You know, I'm born into a family of teachers. Both my parents are teachers, so everything is either you're being taught or you're teaching, right? So it's either I'm learning to understand or I'm speaking to be understood. That's all. Nothing. I saw nothing else. I didn't see quarrel before in my life. I didn't see all those things. You know what I mean? That was my upbringing. So when I entered into the world with that energy, so anytime there's a situation, I'm either speaking to be understood or listening to understand. But I didn't know that sometimes people react differently. Person feel just oh, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey. I didn't know. Like, however you're feeling, let's talk about it. Like, if you like, rather than say, like, what's the point? Like, can't you just say, I'm feeling this way because I'm like, oh, really? That's how you feel. Okay, me, I thought that. Okay, and me, I'm feeling it. Okay, end of story. That's all I knew for the first like 20 years of my life. So that really shocked me. So I really thought that a lot of people were just so crazy. Now, some people are actually crazy, you know. But the bad side of that is that it was a real shock for me that growing from an early age, I didn't experience different kinds of people. So it's a problem for me sometimes when I encounter different kinds of people. But the good side is that I'm proud of the fact that I was raised to speak to be understood or to listen to understand. I don't know any other thing. So in every situation that I've been in my life, it's either I'm hearing, okay, but really, or I'm like, oh, this is how I feel, you know, regardless of the situation. My manager will tell you, sometimes people come and say, Rick, how can you, blah, blah, blah. And me, I'm like, okay, what I think is that, and they're like, Rick, why are you so calm? Like, what? I'm like, no, but the guy is angry, so I want to hear why he's angry now. You know, I want to, what's there? Like, you know, but people that have had experience of that before, they'll either shout back, you know. I never saw that. You know what I mean? So I'm still proud of it because that's still a good way to live, right? To always only speak to be understood or listen to understand. You know? Yeah.
And did that shape your music?
Oh yes, really. It shaped my music. It shaped my entire countenance as a human being. Like, I think because of that, things hardly bother me. Like, and it's a good place to be successful because for you to have a success mindset, you shouldn't feel like you can be defeated. You should only feel like you can contribute. Right? So I'm just coming to contribute. If you want, fine. If you don't want, fine. I'll keep contributing. You know what I mean? But so that's why I don't have that thing of, oh, they don't like me. Oh, they didn't this thing. Oh, they didn't that. What was my own? Like, I'm just there to contribute. Do you want? No. Yes. Do you don't want? No. End of story. You know what I mean? I'll take you to the place that you want. It's not a big deal to me. So a lot really doesn't bother me, and it has made me have a very calm outlook and calm approach to life, really.
So you didn't feel the pressure of, I need to blow?
Okay. If I'm being honest with you, I only felt that when I looked at other people. I never felt that when I think about myself. And that's really what they say, that if you want to feel like a failure, then compare yourself with other people. There's something like that, right?
Yes.
Like I don't really care. Not like I don't care. Like it's great for that person. That's fine. Me, I will do my own.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, so I never really felt that pressure. Although I have an internal pressure of I need to be a better person. I need to do better. But I don't really think I feel much comparative pressure. I don't really feel comparative pressure that much. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the sound, like, who inspired that? Like, who's the artist that inspired that?
Okay. Growing up, because I'm the last born of 5. Yes, and in between every other of my siblings is a 1 year difference.
Oh.
But between me is 5 years. I don't know if my parents were trying to convince themselves, say, born, don't born, born, don't born. And for 5 years, they were thinking of what to do.
Wow.
And then they gave birth to me after 5 years. So when I was born, a lot of my siblings were already like teenagers.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
and at the time, this is in the late 80s, early 90s. R&B was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The biggest artist in the world was Whitney Houston.
Mm.
Boyz II Men. Those are the biggest artists in the world. So that's all I heard growing up. Boyz II Men, Whitney Houston, Brian McKnight, Mariah Carey.
Mm.
That's all I didn't know that. I didn't know any other kind of Michael Jackson, of course. And Michael Jackson kind of is well, Michael Jackson is everything, you know.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
Michael Jackson is kind of R&B. He's a lot of soul, right?
Mm.
So that sound really shaped my whole career. To
Mm.
me, that's what I knew was music. This new one, I don't know. I didn't know that this one is also musical.
Music.
I didn't know. The only thing I knew was, Whitney Houston selling Jennifer, wherever you are, I live in my heart. And like when someone is emoting and singing, and it's almost like they're preaching. I
Yeah.
believe children are future. Like
Yeah.
that was what I heard as music. So when I hear something else, I'm just like, oh, wait, what are you saying? You know? Like, aren't you supposed to say children are the future, lead them well, and teach them well, and let them lead the way, show
Yeah.
them all the beauty? Like, those days, we used to listen to music to know how to think or how to speak to girls or how to have a relationship. Dance with my father. That was what music was to us. It was
Yeah.
almost religious, you know?
Yeah.
They always said something that made sense. You know what I mean? But now I don't really know again. You know? but it's great because the truth is that is also art, right?
Yeah.
Art has different expressions. It all can't be informative. It can also be descriptive. You can also describe something. It doesn't have to be informative. But maybe because of my teacher and lecturer background, I always want to feel like I'm being taught something, you know. So that's why I took that approach to everything in my life. Okay, I'm hearing this song. What am I learning from this song? If there's nothing they're saying to me, it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that's also the reason why.
All right. Did you feel how was it like breaking into the industry? Was it easy for you? Because I know a lot of people had challenges trying to break in, especially with your kind of sound.
Yes,
So
yeah.
just explain to us, how was it like? What were the challenges? How did you overcome them? How did you break out?
Okay. I started in 2012.
Yeah.
And then I was doing Kukere 1 year. I was doing Kukere music till 2016. And all that time I was trying to break in because I was trying to sound like, I wanted to sound
Everybody-
familiar.
Yeah.
I wanted to sound like what people were used to. But I didn't really know that I don't really know how to do that type of song like that. Honestly, it can be nice, but I just didn't really know how to do it as well. So it was until 2015, I had actually given up. I don't think I've said this before. In 2015, after doing Kukere for the past 5 years,
Yeah.
I now say I'm not doing it again, you know? So I gave up and I went into the studio. I just come back from Malawi for a tour. And then I went to, imagine giving up after that time. Well, anyway, I went to the studio and I just said, oh boy, just play something nice. Let me just sing. Let me not think about Kukere. Let me not think about blowing up. Let me not think about, because that's what was hot at the time.
Yeah.
Oh boy, just play, make I just sing. And that's how, hey beautiful, I know what you need. That's how, my African queen. You know, that's how it just started coming out of me.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, I believe in children are future. Teach them well. Because that's just what I knew.
Yeah.
But deep down, I felt like this thing no go bank. Because Nigeria don't really like such say, hey, beautiful for what? You know what I mean? So I felt like Nigeria won't like it, but I like it. If this is the last song I do, I go do them how I like them. So that at least I go feel they hear them while I go and apply for
Jobs.
in Access Bank. It's Access Bank. Let's say it as it is. It was Access Bank because that's how my sister's husband is working in Access Bank. So that's why I say I'm going to. You know? So I was on my way to Access Bank, you know, the next morning. So I recorded Gentleman. I wrote it. I sang it on the 17th of December 2015, and I released it on the 18th of September or 18th of December, just the next morning.
Okay.
It wasn't mixed. It wasn't mastered. It was just my raw voice. If you listen to the song, like the production wasn't even complete. They still had to play more. It's a very scarce production. If you listen to it to this day, I just said, but just give me, make I just release them. It's not going to even blow. So waiting with the, let me just release this, then go to Access Bank. So that's what I did. I released it and went to Access Bank. You know, so I released it and then nothing happened. And then until the next year, July, 2016 July, where somebody was getting married on Bella Ninja. This when Bella Ninja weddings was a big thing.
Yeah.
So they posted the proposal video and then my song was in the background. And then normally when they post a proposal video, the comments are all gushing about, oh, I like how the guys knelt down. I like what the girl wore. It's always about the couple. But this time, everybody was like, oh my God, what song is that?
Yeah.
There's a song in the back of, tell the couple to shift. Let me hear the song. There's a song behind the guy. You know, nobody was really paying much attention to who they were.
Yeah.
So it forced Bella Ninja to go look for the song. And then they said, oh, new music by this artist called Rikasani. And I'm in my Access Bank saying new music. Something I released 7 months ago, which can, I beg, make I balance my accounts where you know, in Access Bank as a great staff of such a lovely institution. You know, you know, so, and then I was like, oh wow. And then I just laughed it off. And then the next week, somebody called me for a show. That should come to Lagos, they'll pay me 200,000. I said, 200,000.
So that was in Port Harcourt.
I was in Port Harcourt. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was in Port Harcourt. I recorded Gentleman in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
So I was in Port Harcourt's branch of Access Bank.
Bank,
my lovely employment, you know. So they called me for a show. I was like, really? A show? 200? And this was more than my salary at the time. I was like, what? So I left Access Bank. I said, I'm not doing it again. So I now came to Lagos to do that wedding show. And the rest is history. From there, I just stayed in Lagos and kept on working, and now I'm here, you know.
Shout out to Bella Ninja. We can see what blogs can do for creatives, if only they can do their jobs well. So it's not every time, you know, pay. If something is good, promote it.
Yeah.
You can change your life just like Bella Ninja changed.
Yes, so Bella Ninja.
Because that is like
yes, honestly.
Yeah, great. So that's an amazing story. See, I never knew all of this about you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I also want to like talk about your intentionality in everything you do. I think your background speaks a lot of volume. You know where you're coming from. I can see the gated area that affected a lot. Even I'm from the hood, Surulere, right? But I still had a gated area. My mom wouldn't allow me to go mix up with the whatever, and that also that also built my imagination a lot, you know. And I could see how that could have shaped you a lot. Yes. But also, where did this intentionality come from? In terms of you, is it just your personality? You know, the way you address. Listen, I can see a gator on your trousers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's detail.
Yes.
That is detail.
Yes.
I mean, that also goes with branding. You know, when I was in the industry for big time as well. You know, I had 8 songs, and the at the time, we don't know much about branding. At the time, long time ago, we didn't know much about branding. We just wanted to do a lot of things anyhow, or see someone do something, we jump on it, you know. So I mean, when I heard about you and I saw your image, I'm like, okay, this person knows what he's doing. You know, everything just matches. Where does that come
I have
from?
an interesting story about that. You know, my gist is very nice. A
Very,
lot of people don't know that.
Very,
they think I'm so quiet. I don't know what happened, you know?
In fact, I thought you were going to be quiet in this interview.
What really happened? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's because normally I'm not quiet. So I don't really know. I think for some reason when I want to sing, I just become very. I don't even know why. You know, I just can't help it. You know. So let me tell you the story about that. So when I first came to Lagos, that time. The idea of stylists was new and fresh, and that was the thing, you know, stylists. So who is styling you, stuff like that. So they, to me, they were very expensive at the time because I remember having to pay 80K for clothes, and then after I wear the clothes, they would take the clothes back.
Yeah,
I say you better give me. So I could not believe, because this is me coming from Port Harcourt's Access Bank. You understand? So imagine me that Access Bank, I will give you most of my salary for you to give me shirts and jeans. Then once I snap, you take it back. No, it's not good. You know what I mean? So I just said, I said no. And then the funny thing is, they will style me with clothes that I've seen on other artists.
Yes.
Like, so yesterday you style Fino with these same jeans, and you want me to wear these jeans that Fino, like, I mean, no, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, now you got me looking like,
Fino.
you understand? But I'm Rick Hassani, but it's the in thing, and I'm trying to fit in. But I look like everybody else. So I said, no, I must find a way to. So I knew my sound was African. So I said, okay, African Ankara. Like, I literally Googled, what does an African man look like? Yes, I Googled it. And I Googled, what does a gentleman look like? Okay, an African man wears African fabric. A gentleman wears suits, right? Yeah. So I'm going to use African fabric and do suits. So a lot of what you saw that time, I was always in suits with Ankara fabric up and down. That's always what I wore. Yeah. And it was a lot cheaper. It was a lot cheaper. I used to go to Tejo Shoe Market. I'll buy the fabric. Yes, I'll buy 1 yard was 2.5, but I still remember because I did it myself. Because this is me coming from Port Harcourt. I didn't know anybody here. Yeah. So I had to do it myself. So I would go buy 7 yards at that time because it was suits and all that. Find somebody just outside the shop there to make the suits. Sit with the guy, draw the suits, and then he would make it. And that's all I wore. And it was very cheap. Sometimes 13K, 15K. And I get to keep the clothes, and it was making a statement because nobody looked like that. Nobody was wearing up and down. They even used to make fun of me, but now it's the normal thing now. But that time they used to make fun of me. Like, why you white man go to wear Ankara up and down? Yeah.
Really?
No, think about it. This was 2015 now. So that's 10 years ago. Now it's always so cool. If you can wear Ankara. But then, no. Then Ankara fabric was for females, Owambe, when you're doing weddings. That's what it was for. It was never that guys wear up and down. The most we wear is the top native and then black trousers. It was, you know what I mean? Or full hair. So they used to make fun of me a lot. But now it's a normal thing. Yeah. So it was very cheap for me to do. I looked unique. So I didn't have the money for marketing, or I wasn't signed to any label. So I knew that I always used to say to myself that if I don't have the money to push myself, then I have to make sure that anybody that looks at me once will remember me. I had to, that was my goal. Like, you can look at everybody else that has label and Mohit and this and that. But if you look at me, you'll be like, why that guy? Why that guy they wear Ankara? So that was my goal. Like, it was always no, even if I don't have, but anyone that looks at me once will look at me twice. That was just what I did, So yeah.
So is it safe to say economics also? You did economics.
Yes, and let me tell you something. Till today, I still make my own clothes.
Really?
This shirt I'm making was made by Taylor. These jeans was made by Taylor.
Really?
Yes, in Nigeria here.
Wow.
That's nice.
I'm telling you, now, it just became a cause now. Obviously, I'm rich now. Like I can't afford anything. But it just became habit. And now even sometimes when I go to stores, every T-shirt I want to buy, Davido has already worn it. You know what I mean? So I should now buy it and be looking like that kind of thing. So I'm just like, I'm still that guy that is like, you might not know me, I might not have the marketing, or I might not be, you know what I mean? But if you look at me once, you will look at me twice. You understand? So I still carry that with me, and that's how I move.
That's amazing. These are really, really good tips for creative. When he said he's this child that really have sense. I can say it. I can say. Because nobody taught you this.
Nobody,
and this is branding. Some people go to school to learn this thing.
Oh, yes. Oh, no, I had to sit down and think about it. Like I always say, in my childhood and in my upbringing, there was nothing that was indicative of who I am today. I had lecturer parents. Where do I want to see superstar behavior and fashion from? I never saw that. You know what I mean? But then I always say, if you stare at something long enough, you would know exactly what to do. And that's literally what I did. I would, in my small house that time that I was squatting when I came to Lagos, I used to stare at the industry. I would just keep looking at everything, and I just found a way to do something. You know what I mean? And that's it. If you stare at something long enough, you know exactly what to do. If you're in a dark room and then immediately off the light, you might not see where to go. But if you stay in that room long enough and you're
Mm.
focused on walking out of that room, things start getting brighter. You start seeing maybe your wristwatch lights from somewhere, or you start, before you know, you go waka come out from the room as if there was lights. You know what I mean? So that's it. If you stay at something long enough, you know what to do. If you sit in a dark room long enough, you find your way out.
And that's basically how he broke into the industry.
From Access Bank, yes.
Yeah, because I knew that it wasn't gonna be easy for you to break through without sound. So it's amazing. It's a very, very good advice that you're giving to creatives out there. Do you have more questions?
Yeah, what you explained, it shows your mind is very, very. I mean, your IQ. You have a lot of eye IQ.
Yes, now.
He's an student.
Yeah.
But also, what interests me a lot is when you are coming up, you know, you didn't feel that pressure already, like, oh, I'm a star, there's certain things I should not do. You know, I'm telling you, a lot of artists,
Like going to Teju Show Market.
thank you. Like going to
We
Teju
go to
Show
markets,
Market, you know, that is something that a lot of artists will not do. You know, for a fact. I don't know if it's were you born in Lagos?
No.
Okay, Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Are you from Port Harcourt?
Yes, fully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's something I've not seen a lot of artists do when coming up, you know. We
Yeah.
just aim for the label or try to like try to blow whatever way, but you know, showing up for yourself in terms of, okay, what I'm wearing, this is what I'm wearing. I'm responsible for not just my music, also I'm sure
My
your
image.
business too as well, business part
Yeah.
too as well. You know, I think did schooling have anything to do with that? You know, education.
You know, that's the funny thing, because when I first came to Lagos, nobody wanted to sign me. Because I came to Lagos with "You deserve," like, maybe it was blowing up at the time, but it was an uncharted territory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Labels were still not sure that this, like, what kind of, the song is nice, but how is he gonna blow? You know what I mean? Like, and rightfully so. So nobody really wanted to sign. I wanted to get signed because at the time labels were big things.
Now.
There was more hits. There was G Worldwide. There was, before the artist even says his own name, he has shouted out the label. You know, so that was the big thing. So I wanted to get signed, but nobody was signing me. So I kept on trying to get signed, and I was getting older. And I said, Omo, if nobody wants to sign me, but I say, I could just sign myself. Because I can't go back to Port Harcourt and do what? Go and meet Access Bank and say, guys, I'm so sorry. You know, like, you know, can we talk about this? You know, I couldn't do that. I couldn't go back to my parents and say, hey, daddy, meanwhile, that thing, I didn't blow. So I couldn't do that. So I said, I have to take matters into my own hands. And honestly, the minute I really decided that, that's when things started happening for me. And that just goes to show that sometimes in life, you're waiting for somebody else to come and save you. But actually, the person that you need is
yourself.
You.
Oh.
It's not you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even to this day, whenever I try to lean on something like to independently help me, hardly ever works. It's only when I say, but come, wait, make I see whether that's the only time that it works. So sometimes the person you're looking for is yourself. Yeah.
That's very powerful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're dropping this album. But before then, I just remembered you've been a judge in Nigeria.
Yes.
For how long?
This is my second year being a judge in Nigerian
this is
Idol.
second year.
So this is my second year in Nigerian Idol, and I love it so much. Like, I'm very thankful for it. Honestly, at first, I was very nervous.
Why?
At first, I say I'm not doing, you know, because that's within myself. And I'll tell you something. Sometimes people prefer to stay on the sidelines and judge those that are playing this, that are doing the thing, and say, this thing I for do now. Like, they prefer to be there. They don't prefer to be on the court. Because really, deep down, they are terrified of actually playing the game. They prefer to just be on the sidelines and say, this thing I for do, what thing they do, self, this thing, you know what I mean? And I was also a victim of that mindset.
Mm.
When I was just a guest judge and just going for a couple of days and I wasn't like a full judge on the show,
Mm.
I was more comfortably saying, this thing, I'm supposed to do it now. I sabi do this thing that's in my mind. You know what I mean? I'm saying, I know this job. I can do this job very, very well. Then when they now gave me the job, I was like,
Froze.
I was like, oh my God, can I act like I'm actually doing
Do
this?
it.
And then my manager is like, hey, but you've been saying that. And I said, I know, but like, I didn't know that I'm actually, you know, so now whenever I see people like criticize me from outside the playing field, I said, this thing, I sabi do now. I'm like, no, you can't. We both know you prefer being there. If I come up my jersey and I give you, say, oh yeah, score goal, you go peace for both. Like, you will be like, you know what I mean? So that's an important thing that I now took a mental note of, like, oh wow, that is actually true. People prefer to be on the sidelines. Not that it's a function of them trying and failing that they are there and they're still hoping to be in the game. No, they prefer that position. If you gave them the C. Ronaldo position, or if you gave them the jersey, they will give it back to you and say, no. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So how has that job impacted your career? Relationship with artists?
Nigerian Idol has changed my life on a personal level.
Okay.
I think, I don't think I've said this before. Naturally, I'm an empath. So empaths, we like to care about people. Like, we almost carry people's feelings before our own. If an empath walks into a room and someone just got shot by maybe an armed robber, the first thing we do is, oh my God, I'm instantly trying to save the person. I'm not thinking that this armed robber is probably still in the room. You know what I mean? My first instinct is that I don't even care if they should. Let me just rescue this person first. But most people that are not empaths, if they enter a room and they see somebody shot, they're like, one person they shoot for here. Where they gone there? You know what I mean? So because of that, in my life, when people come and maybe they do certain things to me, I used to forget that I don't like that thing. You know, I'm first of all accepting what they are doing before I'm rejecting it for myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if somebody comes down and does nonsense now, I'm inclined to first understand the nonsense before I reject it. Or before I say, no, this is nonsense. Get out. You know what I mean? I'll first be like, oh, you're doing nonsense. Okay, what do we do about your nonsense? Oh my God, is there a way we can package your nonsense and sell some more nonsense? Like, I'm thinking of them instead of saying, wait, so Rick, this is nonsense. And you actually cannot be in this nonsense. You know, so that's thinking is the secondary. It's not the first thing I think of. Nigerian Idol has made me, because now, as a judge on Nigerian Idol, somebody comes to sing in front of me. I might love them. I might want the best for them. But if they are not right for Nigerian Idol, I have to tell them no. No, but go back, try this, try that, work on this, see if you can come back next year. This show happens every year. I love you, but you're not ready for this competition.
Yeah.
So before that, I never knew how to tell people those kind of things. So now, in my life now, once somebody does nonsense for me, I'll say, see, I love you, but you're not ready for this establishment and this competition. So try again next year. Take this, your bullshit. Go back. Work on your vibrato and your head voice, your chest voice, and come back and try again with me next year. So that's what Nigerian Idol has helped me do.
That's amazing.
Now I'm a lot more assertive now. Now I can say, oh, that's nonsense. I love you, but get out. You know, get out. Go and let my driver go and drop you in your estate, okay? This show happens every year. Come back next year, you know. So that's what Nigerian Idol has helped me do as a person.
Interesting. So we can talk about the album now.
Yes.
Lagos Lover Boy.
Lagos Lover Boy.
Why?
I'm very excited about the album. We have
Why
Portable
the
on the album.
It's a lie.
I'm telling you.
It's a lie.
Hey.
How is that?
How did that
My
happen?
dear.
How did that happen?
The thing is,
Did you record the session?
no.
Okay.
I sent it to him. and he
Okay,
recorded
sent it
it
to you.
so
Oh,
quick,
okay.
like easiest. Like he was
Mm.
so quick and sent it back to me. There's portable on the album. There's Fino. There's Odumodu Black.
Mm.
There's this guy Tolibian. I don't know if you guys know him.
Yeah.
He's a new guy.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Incredible. Yeah.
There's Neo. There's Joe Boy. There's Nonso Amadi.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and
That'd be
the
nice.
track with me and Nonso Amadi is everything you imagine
It's
a
over.
Rika Sani and Nonso Amadi
Will
collab.
be.
Like, it's everything you
Mm.
imagine. It's smooth.
Mm.
Amazing.
Yes. Can't wait to listen to it.
Mhm.
But you dropped one already, right?
Yes, I dropped one song called Moving Train in Isokuso. Incredible song. I think for this album, it's I called it Lagos Lover Boy because it's very cultural.
Okay.
It's a very aware album. And let me explain what that means.
Okay.
Normally I just make music. I just make very nice music that I really like and that I think is very nice.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's happening in the world, regardless of what my neighbor thinks or what you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just very nice music. It's my core. It's my Whitney Houston. It's my that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But with Lagos Lover Boy, I was a lot more aware. I was like, okay, what's happening now in Lagos? What's the sound now? And how do I bring my R&B to what's happening now? Perfect example of that song is Moving Train, Isokuso, and that's why we put it out first.
Okay.
So people understand what it's about. It has talking drums, it's very Lagos, it's very echo, but it still has my R&B on top of it.
that.
So that's a perfect explanation of the sound and what Lagos Lover Boy album is all about.
That's creativity right there.
Yes,
Yeah,
now I'm the
creativity.
one with sense now. Remember we talked about
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Okay, so when is the album coming out? It's coming out on the 13th. Let me help you.
It's coming out on the is it
Is it
13th?
nice?
Oh my god, 13th.
13th.
I'm so hell. I probably should have worked in Access Bank. So it's on the 13th of June. Yeah. 13th
So
of
what
June.
should people expect from this album?
Oh, it's a beautiful album. It's a beautiful album. It's gonna blow your mind. I'm telling you. Because the album, music I think is beyond sound now. It's beyond how things sound.
Yeah.
Do you know that there's an app where you can put beats like an instrumental inside the app and give it a prompt like AI, like
Yeah.
give it a prompt on the
Yeah.
kind of voice you want on it,
Yeah.
and it will bring it back for you with
Yes.
lyrics, and it sounds like a human being.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
That's insane.
Is it not scary for you?
It's scary.
I
you know?
swear.
So
It's insane.
I now realize that music is now beyond sound. It now has to be an experience. Because before this new technology age, we used to sit down for hours in the studio and we have to think of "Turn fire you," like you have to think
Yeah.
of the tune.
Yeah.
Turn, and you're like, oh my god, that tune is amazing.
Yeah.
But now you can prompt something and the tune comes out.
out.
So
Yeah.
how is the tune?
Yeah.
Tunes aren't really as special anymore. So
Yeah.
I knew I had to create an experience, like make people experience something. So that's what the album is. It's an entire experience. There's sometimes you can be hearing the track and then it switches to a voice note and then it goes back to the track, So it's a whole experience, and I'm really proud of what we've created.
Cool. When you were working on it, were you thinking of visuals at the same time, or you just focus on the music first and then visuals later?
Oh no! Every song I've ever written, it's always a visual in my mind. Always. Like I watch movies a lot. Like people before my creative process is before I step in the studio, before I write a song,
Yeah.
I have to watch a movie.
Are you
Or-
serious?
Yes. Or I would watch a wedding proposal on YouTube, like a real wedding proposal that was
Yeah.
captured.
Yeah.
I've watched almost like I'll go crazy on them, watch them for like hours and hours, and then I step in the studio and I just know what to write, because I've seen love expressed from different people's points of view. So yeah, so I'm very, very visual, very, very visual.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's nice. So Lagos Lover Boy out on the 13th. Make sure you listen to it and then tell us what you think. Do you guys have any other questions before we wrap it up? I think I've exhausted all my questions for real.
Music.
And I'm so happy that we had this conversation. Very, very enlightening. Yeah.
No, but I'm just quite excited that an R&B artist like you is doing well. Like I said, I started off with R&B, But when the
At a time.
when the hunger catch me, listen. But there's context to hunger. Let's go back.
Yeah. I
way
love it.
back, way back before you probably came to Lagos.
Yes.
The industry was worse than what it was. It got better gradually. So when when I was doing R&B, it was a time where I think Terry G's
Hey,
madness and everything. And
I can imagine.
It was something that that is not just that they won't accept it, is like, what were you thinking to even put some kind of record out like that? Because they might say it's good, you're good and everything, but there's no money. Nobody's gonna call you for shows. Even the shows were limited as not. So the shows do not go round. So why would they call you? And it's interesting that you is it positioning? Will I call it positioning? Because when you came, you said they even called you from Port Harcourt, book you from Port Harcourt and everything.
Yeah.
I think maybe them times there was no Bella Niger at time. So, but blog had come in your time, and then they had to book you from. It's very, very. I mean, I'm very, very happy to see R&B do well.
Yeah.
There are a lot of R&B artists that have really, really struggled in the past. To shape this music, and seeing you is so much encouragement for that genre. I really love R&B. Before I started doing lamba. So it was something that was a struggle. But now, where do we go from here in terms of still being creative, still being present in this industry? And I'm talking about R&B, and which you are one of the representative of. Where do we go from here? How do we make it much more interesting so he doesn't die down? Like I said, we're not even competing with other secular music again.
Yes.
It's AI in
We are
the future.
robots.
What can we do to really be in that?
Woo! I think it's just for us to keep contributing. We talked about contribution. That's just my mindset. Just keep contributing. Let's just keep doing more. Let's just keep putting in the work. Like artists like myself, just keep on adding to what's going on. And it's definitely there's no way it's not going to be noticed, just like how it's being noticed now. You know what I mean? Just keep contributing, and that has always been my mindset. Just contribute. Just contribute yours and then go for it. Whatever you're contributing that's your own now. Other people are doing their own.
True.
So just contribute and then leave it alone. That's what I do. That's what I do.
And I think also another thing that people should learn from this is, because I keep hearing every time, AI is coming to take our jobs. AI is coming to take our jobs. Yes, it will take your job if you do not create something spectacular, like what he's saying, that he had to make his album an experience.
Yes.
Because that's one thing AI cannot do.
Never do.
Or cannot do yet.
Never. Oh my God, that's true. Hey.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But for now, we just have to keep being one step ahead of AI. Control it, learn it, know what you can do, and then bring your human aspect into things. And if you do that, no matter what creative industry that you're in, you will succeed. This episode is brought to you by Selfany.com. Selling your digital products shouldn't feel like climbing a mountain. If you're tired of broken experiences, chasing platforms for payouts, or having your customers struggling to access your content, then you should switch to Selfany. With Selfany, you can set up your pro store in minutes. No coding, no headaches. Just sell, get paid, and move on. One link, one storefront, and one of the fastest ways to sell to anyone, anywhere in the world, instantly. With Selfany, you keep more of what you earn. So you should switch to Selfany.com today. Selfany, powering creatives' happiness. Okay, so one more question for you, Rika Sani. What is your ideal setting for performing this new album live? What would be your ideal setting? I'm asking that question because we always complain about no location or no place in Nigeria where people can actually do proper performances and all that. So I want to know what your vision is.
I'll say just anywhere with really good sound. Indoor, outdoor, let's go. I'm a very good performer. Have you seen me perform before? People haven't seen me perform a lot before. I'm a very good performer. I'm serious. I'm not whining. This is not, this is not cap. There's evidence. I mean, just Google, just go online, please, before they throw me in the comment section. But it's really true. I make it, I'm intentional about being a very good performer. Because just like he was saying, we need more examples of R&B success for people that are coming to do it. Because a lot of people, they probably can do what I'm doing, but they're afraid of doing it because it's like, where is this? Like, at least I'm seeing these other guys doing their own, and I'm seeing them throwing dollars in the air. I'm seeing the ginger in their performance. I've not really seen that from R&B, So that's why I can intentionally and just appropriately say I'm a very good performer. I'm not gassing myself up. I really am. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that with complete confidence and humility, because people that are coming behind me that can do what I can do, they need to hear me say it. They need to see me do it, so they'll know that. No, I'd say you never see if Rikasani they perform, they bang. You know what I mean? So they can know that. Oh no, I'm gonna stick with this thing and take it there. So anywhere with really good sound, let's go. Put me where, bro. Put me where any of them are. Let's go. Like I will show you why I'm a thing. You know what I mean? Like, no, let's not think that, oh, this R&B artist, and no, okay, it's fine. Put me there. Just put me in between, maybe this, that. Put me there, there. Let's go. You know what I mean?
I'm happy that you're very intentional about performances, because I think that's one area too that artists majorly in, I would say, Nigeria, Africa lack. Like, you see the Beyonce show, you'll be like Beyonce, or you see Rihanna show, and you know that they put in a lot of effort into that performance. So I'm happy that you're thinking, that way. Do you think we can get to that level soon?
No, we already did. What? Have you seen Burna Boy?
Yeah, Burna Boy's set is also great. Yes. Even Rema, the last one he did abroad was amazing.
No, many of us are getting there. It's just that let me say this. Although our industry is growing very, very fast, it's still growing to places that it has never been before. Yeah. So the higher we go, the more we acclimate to how they do it. You can't blame us. Like, the way we've had a way we perform in Nigeria, and it's been fine for us. Nothing wrong with it. But now that our music is growing to newer levels, it get how they operate for there. You understand? We don't go where Beyonce they perform, like say we perform for mainland. You know what I mean? Yeah. We have to. If Beyonce is bringing 20 backup dancing girls, Burna Boy needs to bring 20 talking drummers and 20. You have to. Yeah. You can't do it the way, you know what I mean? So we they come. I'm telling you, I believe us die. Like, nice. We they come. Once you keep giving us those stages, we've never been on a Grammy stage before. Burna Boy was the first to do it. Yeah. We've never performed there before. So how do you expect us to know how to perform? We've not been there before. So don't worry. As we are going higher, we go tear. Like, nobody go reach us now. That's the truth.
Abi? Yeah. Especially as Nigerians, there's this Nigerian thing.
They're not rich. I've been around the world. They're not rich. There's something about Nigerians that you can't. Bro, we are dope. I'm telling you. I've been to so many places. Me and my manager, we cannot talk shit. We go go one kind of country. We go say, what did they happen for you? If not Nigeria, something will happen. So I believe us die.
Nice. Been a pleasure speaking to Rikasani. Yes. Oh wow, we learned a lot from you today. Thank you so much for coming. You still have a question?
Go for it, my girl. Hairstyle. You look at me question.
Hairstyle. They're talking to you.
Hairstyle. That's you now. Is this second of deny your hairstyle now?
Okay, hi.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think I'm one of the people that knew you from Gentleman.
Oh.
So not Thunderfire.
I love it.
Yes, and only you, because I think my older sister put me on Rikasani. She's big fan. So I like that you can sing. I'm just going to put it that way.
Thanks.
I like that you can sing, and I'm really excited for the You and Nonso Amadi. You could tell my reaction.
Yes.
I was excited. So I just want to point out that you mentioned something about, the R&B, and you can't just call anything sound these days. And this might sound like something I would always say on this podcast. And people might not would know me, but we had a conversation here about Nigerians learning to diversify their interest in different sounds, right? Because we cannot keep listening to one thing. And the thought I had was, okay, if when we have artists that see that, okay, this is what is trending and they just want to hop on it, do you think that particular factor affects why Nigerian cannot diversify? Because if at the end of the day, any artist that is not making it will just do what everybody is doing, do you think that can affect a Nigerian's choice of sound? Because Nigerians now, they know what they want to hear. And when you're not singing what they want to hear, they're like, who is this guy? Right? Yeah. But then there are some people that say true to their sound, like Rikasani. Like, it's not here, but let's say Rikasani. Yeah. We have Johnny Drill. We have Simi. We have people that stay true to their sound. I say, you know what? I don't care what's going to happen. I'm going to sing my thing. So do you think that when we have artists who are easily moved by what people want to listen to so bad, do you think it affects why Nigerians can maybe not diversify our choices of sound or what we want to listen to? Do you get my question?
Yes, I get your question. It's fantastic. I feel like clapping for you. That's such a good question. That's such a good question. Personally, I'll answer this question in two ways. Personally, I feel like it's okay to hop on the trend as long as you've identified who you are first. For example, there was a time when techno music was the biggest music in the world. Everybody, David Guetta came and Martin Garrix and all these guys. Every artist had their own. Even Nicki Minaj. Wait, get away. Like Neo did. Let me love you, and I will love you. Like he had his own. Chris Brown, yeah. Like. And it was techno, but that's an R&B artist. Yeah. So it's okay to hop on trends, but you have to first identify who you are. Yeah. When Nicki Minaj is on a techno record, you can't say she's not a rapper anymore. Or when Usher is on a techno, you can't say he's no longer R&B. He's still R&B to this day. Yeah. But it's when you just, as you want to start, you just jump on. We don't even know who you are yet. You now start to jump. Are you a grasshopper at this point? So you have to first identify here. Me, today now, I can't jump on anything because Rikasani is everybody knows what Rikasani is and what he stands for. So I can do anything now. Do you know? So it's just so much fun. But you first of all have to identify who you are first. I think that's the main thing. That's how to answer the question.
Okay, thank you. I think my second question is very brief. So because you can sing, what's your standard for a good song? What would you call a good song? I mean, your songs are one standard. I like your songs. So what's something people listen to songs and are like, oh, I'm an instruments person. Some people say I'm a melodies person. So what's your thing for songs? What's your thing when you make songs?
I think a good song just has to make you feel something. Yeah, just feel anything. If you feel like really, really dancing, it's a good song. If you feel like really introspect and thinking about your life, it's a good song. If you think about somebody you love, it's good. You just have to. It has to feel like something. It has to make you feel like something. And then, of course, the technical side of it, which is the mixing, the mastering, cannot just bring out bullshit and say that is so nice. You understand?
Somebody might be like, but that's what Rikasani did. He didn't master that his song that blew.
Oh my God, because that song is actually not mastered. Hey!
It made them feel something.
It made them feel something. Hey, you sing? Oh,
they actually put it on a wedding.
Yes, exactly. It made it, yes. And it wasn't even mixed and mastered. This is the first time I'm saying it. I hope you don't drag me. This is the first time I'm saying this.
No, but it's
good. It's good information. Yeah. So that's it. It has to be something. Either it's done really well or it's written really well, or it makes you feel something. There has to be something really good about the song, and then that's it. It's just like all good songs must not be the same way. It's just like how all good food has different tastes. Yeah. You can't say, oh, good food is only when it's eba, or only when it's swallow, or it's only when it's salad. No, salad has its goodness. This has a goodness. Ewa going it bangs in some areas. You know what I mean? Like, so you can't really say it's a good song is only one thing. No, it's different things in different ways.
I want to actually buttress what she said about people that switch from one sound to another. Because actually, I mean, she didn't call my name, but she just called my name, which is something very interesting. I think that is why we should give the likes of your flowers, sticking to that brand and saying, okay, this is what I want to do. I think people don't understand how.
But did you actually stick, or did
That's
you
what I wanted to
realize
say.
that this is the only thing
that I can really
that
do?
you can really
Yeah, but
do?
he has to wind his waist first.
Because I don't
he
think I'm sticking to anything. I'm just doing what is my own that I
thing,
think is. Yeah, I think I'm.
I think you still need to understand that you had so much pressure in terms of
You must make
before
the other one work.
realizing that this is what they were
That is
processed.
Correct.
People actually get misled from that, and they don't ever discover who they are from that moment yet, and they struggle all through the industry. So I mean, when you even discover that this is who I am, I must say that there will have been a little bit struggle from then to where you are now in terms of people are. You just said it, like it's not like people just jump on you and started. Nobody actually wanted to sign you to start with in an industry where there are record labels. I mean, record labels actually is the main thing. Like if you're on the record label, you're good, such as So there's a struggle, and for you to have that mindset to keep going with your brand and with your music is something that we are taking for granted. It is amazing. I'm telling you, as an artist that struggled psychologically, it affected me. I was suicidal at the point, like not knowing what was wrong. So my point is, you need your flowers. Trust me. We need to protect you and uplift you as much as possible, because like you said, you need that. A lot of people need that encouragement. A lot of people need that blueprint to see that
they need to see
this can work. Shout out to Praise too as well. Praise is someone that actually was on that path too as well, still is actually. So take your flowers.
Thank you. There's something I wanted to say to just add to what he was saying, which this not only pertains to music now. It just pertains to anything that you're doing, that you want to find that wholesome success. I feel like if you align what you're doing with your personality, so that way, once you attach what you're doing or who you want to become to your normal, innate, day-to-day personality, you no longer try to do it. You just exist doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's now, you've aligned it to just how you are. You know what I mean? And once you do that, once it clicks, end of story. You can just go on autopilot. And it just feels easy. Gentleman felt very easy. It didn't feel like I was trying to make a song. Like I said, I'd given up.
Yeah.
I was actually giving in. Like I was actually just giving in to who I just really was. Because who was I deceiving? Like I'm the guy that has sense. I used to wear glasses. I come from a lecturer family. I'm now doing kuke. How? Like what was I even? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I just said, you deserve a gentleman. And then this is coming from someone who looks like a gentleman, who talks like a gentleman. Of course it's be believable.
Yeah.
So it just aligned with who I really was. So that's the trick. Like, so finding success in something that you're doing is not really chasing something. It's really finding yourself. When you find yourself, just exist during the chase. And then end of story. You know what I mean? I knew that I was a gentleman. I knew I was a calm guy. I knew that if there's an armed robbery, I'm the one that will try and have a conversation with the armed robber before I decide to run, which I should. You know what I mean? So since I'm calm and it's like, okay, that's how my songs should look like. That's how I should look like. That's how, and everything will just come natural.
Amazing.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean you still be one way. You still reinvent yourself, even when you stick to your brand and your personality.
Yes,
like you said. So, for example, this new album is almost like a reinvention.
It's a reinvention.
Yeah,
and you guys will be so surprised, though. Hey, me and Portable scatter the area. Just watch out.
Nice. I can't even wait for that video.
Yeah, hey, it's true. We have to shoot video, Abby.
Please.
I didn't think about that.
Please release the video.
I've not really met him, actually. Okay. I've met him just once in an airport, and he was going and I was coming. So I was like, hi, I was like, oh, wow. Just, that kind of thing. So I've not really met him, so I don't know. I don't know how he go be now.
No, you need a creative video for that.
Yes, it has to be mad.
He does videos.
Are you
videos.
serious? Hey,
He
let's
does
go.
creative videos.
Let's do it.
Okay, so thank you so much, Rick.
you.
I really had time. I wish
Thank you.
it wouldn't end.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was expecting when you were coming. I thought you were going to be very calm but you just like you really have sense.
Right?
You
Thank
have
you.
sense. You
Thank
have
you
sense.
so
Thank
much.
you so much for
Thank you.
lecturing us today and giving us some very, very insightful tips that would help any creative in any field thrive. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and don't forget to share, like, and comment until we meet again for the next episode. Bye. Woo!